for me.
Right. Oh, so now we go back to cinemas. And Sharon, it's you again.
Okay.
And this time you saw Licorice Pizza. Because, A, you managed to, as I said earlier, I see all the populist stuff. And you see all the indie art house stuff and all that kind of stuff. And also, you have a cinema that shows you the indie art house stuff. Because Licorice Pizza is something I've been trying to watch, but haven't found a place to watch it. But
Yeah.
anyway, fire away.
Yeah, or I go through the list of things that we haven't reviewed yet, and I'm normally left with one film, and so I see that one.
Well, I'm
So,
glad I left you with this and not Scream. Let me put it that way.
so yeah, I saw Licorice Pizza, and it is a curious title, and it is a slightly curious film, but it has an appeal, even though I probably would not have licorice and pizza in the same, you know,
No,
on the same day. Shall
I've,
we
I've,
say?
I have my suspicions that the title is about two things that you would never want to go together.
Exactly. I think that's exactly what it does mean.
Yep.
And so you have these two characters. You have a 15-year-old lad um, who basically looks like Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys.
Okay, gotcha.
I think that sort of mop top hair, slightly sort of not chubby, but slightly sort of a bigger built lad
Yep.
who wears white trousers with stripy shirts or a coloured shirt. So you drop him basically into the Beach Boys circa late 60s, where they haven't quite morphed into the long haired 70s hippie thing yet. They are still on that sort of, Beach Boys are cool look.
Yeah.
And into that, you have this older girl, she says she's 25, who looks like a young Barbara Streisand circa. It's not a Funny Girl. What's the other one she was in with Ryan O'Neal? I can't remember the name of the film. Anyway, a young Barbara Streisand.
Yeah. Sorry,
Got,
you keep talking. I'll try and find that film because you got me
she's got
thinking
the
now.
long straight hair, and she's got like quite a big,
There is,
in the film they go, she's got a very Jewish nose. They keep on going about her Jewish nose. So
it's funny that you mentioned that because I know that it's played by Alana Haim, who is one of the three sisters who make up the band Haim. And I never thought
yes.
about the fact that she looks a little bit like Barbara Streisand, but yeah, I see it now. I see what you mean.
Yeah, and both her sisters are in the film as well, playing her sisters.
Yeah.
So there's all three of them are in there, and her mum and dad play her mum and dad.
Yeah.
So the Haim family are in there, and so basically these two meet at it's the school, the yearbook photo day where all the children who go to that school. I don't suppose it's is it when they graduate that they get the yearbook done, or do they get it done every year? I don't know about that.
I think it's every year. But it's of particular importance to the people who graduate. Anybody in America, please let us know. Anna Bishop Yara, you're up.
Yeah, because I know nothing about what a yearbook signifies or what it's all about anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, they turn up and
Oh,
he meets
What's Up,
them.
Doc? That's the film. Obviously, it's What's Up, Doc.
That's
Yeah.
the one. She
Yeah.
has a look about that. So she wears like the mini skirts. She's got the long straight hair.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much of that era anyway. And so into this, they sort of meet at this sort of. She's one of the people who's like taking the children up or the young people up to get their picture taken, and then he's being there to have his picture taken, and he starts chatting to her saying, I think we should meet together later after you finish work. I think we should go out together. I think we should get to know each other. Blah 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 blah. And then the film progresses in these sort of basically these little scenes where they have these different encounters with different people and at different events that are a nod to different films or to different celebrities of the day. So the first sort of place where you see them, one of the big sort of set pieces, you find out that he's a child actor who's just now hitting his late teens. So he's like leaving that sort of school of being a child actor into trying to find what his next path is.
Yeah.
He's not an obvious leading man actor, so he's probably not going to carry on acting, but he still has that hope and he still goes to auditions.
Yeah.
And he's been part of a show called 18 Under One Roof, which is basically like a thinly veiled Brady Bunch type thing. And like you see a character who's like the mother with the big blonde hair, and she's like all sweetness and light when she's on screen, and then off screen she's a little bit of a termagant where she's a bit like
like all the rumors of Julie Andrews.
Yeah. That sort of thing. So she has a screen persona, and she's like the perfect screen mom, and then off screen she's just like she can't stand them really.
Yeah.
And then you have other people where you meet Bradley, you see him have like an audition for a film. Then you meet Bradley Cooper plays John Peters, like the celebrity hairdresser who went out with Barbara Streisand as well. And then you meet Sean Penn, who plays an aging heartthrob. He's called Jack Holden, so based on William Holden, because he
Yeah,
talks about in being in the jungle, and so you immediately think, oh, Bridge on the River Kwai, but then they say yes, his best known film is The Bridges of so and so, like set in Korea.
yeah,
And so there are all these nods to people of the day, and so it's all set up with these little vignettes, and throughout this story is like these two people who are not a good match. He's younger, he's, you know, I don't know if he's Catholic but he's not Jewish. She's older, she's Jewish, she's part of this strong tradition. And so every time they come close to each other, then they sort of like go pinging off, where it's like, no, we're obviously not meant to be boyfriend, girlfriend. So, and then another incident happens where they either get drawn together or they get like put apart. So
yeah,
it's almost like magnetic poles. So if they're, obviously they can attract, but they can also like ping apart if you get the poles aligned. And so as you see them sort of coming in together through different points of the film, you see these where they're trying to align and it doesn't quite work out, and then it progresses through the story.
So he's licorice and she's pizza.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, all the other way around.
So a lot of stuff I heard about this film says that plot is not really a main thing in this film.
No, it's not really a story as such. They've just got these little scenes, and they're loosely linked together. So like the one scene, he's selling waterbeds, for example, and then another scene they are she's at a country club with William Holden's actor while he's trying to reenact one of his famous scenes from one of his films. So there's nothing that really links these things together other than these two characters that navigate their way through this world.
So, okay, cool. So with that being said, do you think it worked?
For me, it did, yes. I mean, it's sort of, because by the end of the film, I was thinking, this film could go on forever. I mean, potentially, they could keep on having this sort of like, these meetings, these partings, these meetings, these parts. And I thought, potentially, you could just keep going forever. So after about 2.5 hours, I was thinking, is this film actually going to end? I enjoyed it, but I could see that it was this.
You're like, there's no inciting incident, there's no discernible 3-act structure, there's no climax, there's no MacGuffin.
Yes.
So there's nothing to indicate that the film's coming to an end.
No, until it ends, and it's like, go, okay, that's it. And it did work. I thought it did work well, but you have to, if you're looking for as you say, your classic 3 acts, you're not going to get it. So you have it's like a 5-act play with each of these sort of vignettes where you get like the drama it unfolds within each particular setup.
Yeah.
So you've got like when he's auditioning, you've got like a little setup about that. Then you've got when you do his waterbed thing, and then you've got the William Holden thing, and then you've got the, sort of the mad hairdresser, the Lothario hairdresser.
Yeah.
Who could be Warren Beatty in Shampoo, or he could be a look, he's a little bit like, anyway, there's sort of things it's very nostalgic in that they remind you of lots of other films throughout.
Yeah.
So,
I think a lot of it is based on the director's childhood.
Yeah, so it does have that sort of, not rambling, because you could see there's like this, the purpose is to bring these people together, to separate them, to bring them together, separate them, put them together. And so you have this sort of, this sort of string of linked events. So to me, I liked it because I don't mind the odd quirk and the odd. It do what it reminded me of, not in terms of plot or content. It reminded me a little bit of Rushmore.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah, Rushmore is a film that famously, I say famously. It's not like I'm famous or anything like that, but regularly. What happens is I meet people and I'm like, I'm not such a big fan of Rushmore. People are like, oh, I really like Rushmore. And I'm always getting that. I feel like I'm the only person I'm just the one who didn't get Rushmore. But I can see that.
But I can see, so if that sort of thing appeals, then I think this would appeal. So I like Rushmore, and I like things like the Grand Budapest Hotel, which is the other Anderson. So I like that. So I did like this. As you say, there's no high points, there's no low points. It's this journey. It sort of meanders
Yeah.
rather than goes up and down. It goes up from side to side. But it did appeal to me, and I did enjoy it. So I think again, the actors are he's sort of quite he's awkward, he's confident, he's brash, and then he's also insecure. So he's just typical like sort of he's coming into manhood, isn't he? He's sort of
Yeah.
leaving this sort of secure childhood where he was like a child actor when he was like a big fish in a little pond, and he's now
Yeah.
suddenly having to transition into this adult world. Whereas she's felt like she's been held back, that she's never really done anything, and suddenly been meeting this young man. He's got all the dynamism, the ambition that she sort of lacked as being like the youngest daughter who's
Yeah.
been at home with a very strict family. She's found that she's 10 years older, but she's probably not as experienced in some ways as he is.
Yeah.
So you can see how this sort of mix, this opposites have got something that works as a relationship, the way
All
that we
right.
shouldn't do. But no, so I liked it. So I would, again, I think we're going to be a little bit consistent here with our scoring, but I would give it a 4 myself.
Okay. So 4 stars for Licorice Pizza.